Kababayan LA, we are showing some love to the men, giving you tips on how to dress for the job that you want in 2011. Alan Au is here joining us from Jimmy Au's. And I know there's some tips on the website too, right? We're going to be talking about the website later on in the show. But for now, let's bring back our model, JD. Hi, JD. Okay, let's talk about some more tips for us. Make sure your clothes are properly tailored. This is very important, Alan.
I think tailoring is probably the most important because that gets missed the most often. If you look at JD, he is not your typical build. He's actually more of an athletic fit, and in this case, we had to go to a larger size coat, but we can't just leave it there because it's too roomy in the waist. So we took in the waist, and also a lot of times people forget to tailor their sleeves. As you can see on him, we're showing a little bit of cuff of his shirt there.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yes, it helps frame the arm.
Oh.
If you allow the sleeve to be too long and swallow your hand, then it starts making your arm look shorter, and you don't want to do that.
So where should the sleeves end? Right at the wrist?
It depends on your suit coat. Some people wear their jackets too long. I like to tell people that you want to show about a 1/4 inch of shirt cuff to your sleeve, and that gets larger as you get taller. So if you're like 5'10", 5'11", then perhaps maybe 1/2 inch, and if you're above 6 foot, maybe 3/4 of an inch is okay.
Okay, now this is where it becomes tricky, because when you say tailored, that means it's made to fit your body, and not too many people, especially in this economy, they're thinking, why will I spend that much if I can just spend this much and go to a store and buy a suit and that's it? They think that in the long run, they don't want to spend more.
No, they don't. But the thing is, when you buy a suit at a department store or a men's store, you often want to walk out with it, but the best thing to do is have the tailor look at it and try it on with the shirt you intend to wear so that you can show the sleeve correctly, because without it, it looks unfinished, and you do not want that to happen.
So can you give us an idea, how much does a good suit cost?
A good suit can cost anywhere from $300 to $3,000, and it really depends on how it's tailored. You can have a $300 suit look like a $3,000 suit if you have it tailored right, and you can have it go the other way and have a $3,000 suit look like a hand-me-down. So it really means the most important part is to make the effort to make it look finished.
Okay.
And now moving on to the pants, one thing we also want to mention too is you don't want to have the pants too long. Right now the fashion trend is to do without a cuff, so I recommend doing that. And a lot of times people forget to get the waist checked. If it's a little bit loose, you want to take it in until it's comfortable and then wear a belt.
Okay.
And of course, you make sure your belt matches your shoes.
Yes, let's talk about that. Belts matching the shoes. Do you mean just the color or even the finish?
Sometimes the color is good enough, but finish would be great. A lot of times people shop for shoes and belts at the same time. The rules are relatively the same as women with handbags and the shoes. You want to match your leathers. And a common thing with shoes is that you match your socks to your shoes.
Yes, okay, let's talk about the rule on socks. Can you show us your socks, JD? Okay, it's black, it's matching the shoes.
It's matching the shoes.
Is that a no-no?
Generally it is, but we want to show that it's not bad to do that. It's harder to show, say, a different color sock altogether. But it's better to match the pants. It elongates your leg, and that's what you want to do.
I've always heard of like darker, so darker, darkest. So pants.
That's a very good rule to follow.
Yeah, also? Yes. Okay. All right. And thank you so much for those tips. For those of us who weren't able to jot everything down, where can we get more information about this and having our suits tailored?
Well, you can go to jimmyaus.com. That's JIMMYAUS.com. Or you can come visit us in Beverly Hills. We're very happy to meet with anybody who would like some consultation. There's really no charge. And come try on a suit so you understand what a good fit really is.
And if, you know, two blocks of talking about tips, and you gave us certainly a lot of helpful tips, if there's one that we shouldn't really forget about and we should always keep in mind, what tip will you give us for dressing for the job that we like for 2011?
I think the #1 rule is to make sure you get it tailored. I think too many people miss on that, and they don't realize, especially if you're a shorter man, it makes you look even smaller. And there's a unfair tendency to choose someone taller who's equally qualified.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Not that they're measuring you, but visually when they see you and you look shorter to them, they're going to choose the taller candidate
I guess because they also look sharper if you're taller, but then also make sure that the posture is correct, right?
Yes.
Always stand up straight, firm handshake, and all that.
Right, and a good smile. The thing is, you want your height to be a non-issue. Okay, let them find out about you for your skills for the job rather than judge you by the way you look.
Very well said. Thank you so much, Alan Au, and more power to you. Thank you, our tour model, JD. And we will be back for more on Kababayan LA. Don't go away.
Ang Kababayan LA ay hatid sa inyo ng McDonald's at ang mga bagong McCafe Espresso drinks. McDonald's na ba ang inyong bagong coffee house? Ang mga bagong McCafe Espresso drinks ay